Fight fans all over the world, it's Daddy Pete with Slap Happy Gorilla. What? Tank Davis and Frank Martin. That was the last fight for one of the hottest fighters in the game, Tank Davis. He defeated Frank Martin via 8th round TKO. Look, Tank Davis, man, look, I don't see a lot of people in those lower weight classes, well, the weight classes that have to do with what, 135 to 140. I don't see nobody really messing with Tank. Lomachenko, that fight is looming. As, you know, it's talked about that negotiations going on behind the scenes. But Tank Davis, man, look, defeated Frank Martin, knocked him out. Frank Martin taking some of the early rounds as most people expected. And then, you know, hey, look, Tank Davis, once he downloads what he needs to download, see what he needs to see, he comes on, you know, later on in the fight. And that's what he does. But with Lomachenko, first of all the talk about Lomachenko and Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson and Lomachenko, look, even Bob Arum himself said that, you know, it'll be a bigger fight for Tank and Lomachenko than Lomachenko and Stevenson. And that's kind of weird because that would be an in-house fight. Granted, Stevenson, I think that was he's about to have his last fight with Top Rank. And I don't know where Stevenson goes because not a lot of people really feel like he's that marketable because of his style, I guess. And he did put on a stinker on his last fight. We'll see what he do this fight, but not a lot of people's excited about this upcoming fight as it's leftovers from Frank Martin, which Gervonta Davis already conquered, you know. So being one of the top guys in those weight divisions, Stevenson, a lot of people not excited about this next fight. Artunian or whatever his name is. But Tank Davis, moving on with his career, it looks like he's getting Lomachenko next. The thing about Lomachenko is, man, they both are kind of slow starters. But with Tank Davis, he needs to go at Lomachenko. If he lets Lomachenko think, Lomachenko has that kind of, I guess you'll call it unorthodox footwork, because it's not like a lot of people's footwork in the game, you know. He can get in and out of position very well. And they're about the same size, so, you know, smaller guys, but both guys are quick. Lomachenko is quick and fast. The thing about Tank Davis, though, all he needs to do is touch you. If he touch you with that right hook or that left hand or uppercut, it's lights out. But I think Lomachenko, what he does that confuses some fighters is he has an understanding of distance and range, but more so his positioning. How to put you in positions where he can land straight shots at angles. And with Tank Davis, you know, if he builds up the points on Tank Davis, it'll be a little bit harder for Tank to come back in the later rounds with a knockout. But what Tank Davis understands, he understands the same thing. He understands distance. He understands range. But he downloads information from the beginning of the fight. And if you keep making mistakes, he's going to exploit those mistakes. Now, Lomachenko, at times, he can be a little bit off balance with his unorthodox footwork. And I think Tank Davis can exploit that because Tank Davis knows how to hit you at times when you're off balance. And with the power that he has, it's devastating. So I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be a wonderful fight, man, for the end of this year. You know, if we get that fight at the end of this year, that would be a spectacular fight. To me, it's one of the hottest fights in the game for the year. I really hope we get that fight. If not, man, look, it's a lot going on at between 35 and 40. It's a lot of opportunity for Tank Davis. And a lot has been said about Tank not fighting certain fighters at 140, and he's fought at that weight before. But hey, look, Tank Davis is taking a page out of Floyd Mayweather's book. He know he has the upper hand in negotiations. He's usually the A side because he's like people calling him the face of boxing already. And Canelo Alvarez has not retired. But Canelo Alvarez, a lot of his juice is starting to run out because people don't really respect him not fighting Benavidez. But he does have a country behind him. And, you know, the country of Mexico is behind him. He has Mexican-American fans. A lot of people are excited to see Canelo Alvarez. But Tank Davis, the excitement and the hoopla around his name is growing day by day. That fight with Tank Martin was to satisfy what a lot of people said, you know, about him not facing slick African-American fighters. Some people don't consider, I guess, Frank Martin as being that type of fighter completely. A lot of people was complaining that he was a little bit green. But people weren't complaining as much about him when he was about to fight Stevenson. So, I mean, to be fair, Tank Davis has showed a range in his opponents. And he's fought fighters that's a little bit bigger, that's a lot taller, with experience. He's fought champions, you know, and he himself is a champion. So you got to respect that. But come what may, the end of this year, that would be one of the hottest fights, him and Lomachenko. I can't wait to see how it plays out. Y'all tell me what y'all think about Tank Davis versus Vasyl Lomachenko. This is Daddy P. Like, hate, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time it go down. Y'all rock with your boy. Let's get it over 1,000 subscribers. This Daddy P. I'm out of there.